Ja? Ja? Fuck. Everybody. And we shall get started. It's been a while, hasn't it? Been fucking minute. Crash. Up. Oh. Work. Please. Welcome back at Madden Theater. This stage, we shall be toying with fate. You will make any choices on a darker path, all in order to witness a lovely variety of tragic events. But first, allow me to explain how it works. To begin the tutorial, select whichever doll you like. You are... You control the demon doll. You are a fierce looking guy, just minding your own business. Now when you interact with the human doll, very nice. You try to make friends with the human doll, but it kills you in cold blood. How ruthless. You found your very first bad ending. Don't worry, the story need not end here. Let's reset the stage and try again. This time, try controlling the other doll. I will be the human doll. You control the human doll. You are a friendly little guy, just minding your own business. How will you interact with the demon doll? Stay nice. You and the demon doll are able to set aside your differences and become friends. Why, this isn't bad ending at all. You should have risen out of this possibility. It's not suited to the theater whatsoever. Now that you know how the story goes, you can set the doll's behavior in advance. As you just saw, these behaviors will automatically be set to what you choose during your last playthrough. But now you can turn each one on or off without having to replay from that doll's perspective. Yes, my fielder actually doubles as a puzzle game. Now, try turning the doll's behavior on and off to see the different outcomes. You both attack each other at once and die together. And tutorial. Do you understand how to play? I get it. Yeah. Let's change some more. Yeah. This game saves your progress automatically, so just relax and collect all the bad endings at your own pace. Now, without further ado, let's start the show. Ooh. Yeah. Who should I pick? Sorry. Okay, so the hero. You want the hero. You like to think of yourself as a pretty reliable and swell guy. Your life has been rather ordinary, aside from your occasional heroic adventures fighting evil monsters and whatnot. You are told a maiden from your village has been kidnapped. It's likely being held captive at the nearby demon overlord's castle. Who even puts a village right next to her where the entire demon army hangs out. You don't get it. You're happy to protect the townspeople though. You're born to play this role. You head off on your adventure to rescue the maiden. But demon soldiers block your path. You could kill them to gain experience. Be like a coward. Forgetting your pride. Hello, Yuki. Forgetting your pride, you escape with your life. How are you today? You can't return home now. Your reputation will be ruined. You wonder how you will ever be able to rescue that maiden all on your own if you can't even fight some lousy demon underlings. You'll take your chances at the castle. You're a hero after all. This is your job. After a long trek, you make it to the castle's front gates. You are faced with an army of demons that all look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the overlord. Okay, that's the plan. You go up to the nearest demon and explain why you come here. They stare you down and you feel very uncomfortable. But they seem to trust you and escort you directly to the overlord's chamber. That was easy. The overlord is alone. You ask about the maiden, but the overlord doesn't seem to know what you're talking about. Was she really never here? You wonder what could have happened to her. The overlord says that she wishes she could help you, but you're the first human that's come here in forever. At least that's what she knows of. Hello, No, I am not paracetamol. Please, no. You think of how you probably shouldn't trust her, being as she is a demon and all, but you can't really prove she's lying either. You apologize for the intrusion and return home to your village. Maiden was never found. Ah, crap. Okay. Useless hero and okay. I think yeah. Mini money mo, can I miss it for? Mini money mo, and my favorite. You are the overlord. You live in a castle surrounded by demon servants. It's a pretty cushy life, you think. Except for those pesky humans who keep stealing members of your army. There's even a role called hero. whose whole purpose is not just to dethrone you. What's the deal anyway? You'll actively avoid pissing off the humans and hope they'll leave you and your armies alone. They never do. You're still new to the whole overlord thing if you're being quite honest with yourself. You don't really understand the politics of it. But you remind yourself everyone is just doing their best to fulfill their roles. Don't let them make you to being evil overlord they expect. You think you're pretty cool and mature to hold yourself in the higher standards like that. One of your underlings walked into your room, totally interrupting your thoughts about how awesome you are. Yep, 100%. They're saying something about how boring it is to stand in one place guarding the castle all the time, especially since no one's ever come here anyway. You see their point, but the way they're whining about it kinda bothers you. What to do with this underling? I'll grant you the day off. Why not? I'm not fine. Look at that. You tell me to go and take a break from the stifling castle atmosphere and the freshly dark soul. Day off should be fine every once in a while. Nice. Say thank you and happily scurry off to who knows what. You have nothing better to do today, so you decide to take a nap for a little while. Being an overlord sure is great. You're awakened by one of your underlings. The hero wishes to speak with you. He inquires about a maiden. You gave my thought. Okay. Pop. Okay chưa? Bliat. Hello, Bliat. How are you? Okay. He inquires about a maiden who is rumored to be here, but you've never seen her. Humans don't visit often, or ever, really. As the hero takes his leave, you wonder why he totally trusted you there. Heroes traditionally kill demons. This guy seemed like he was bad at his job in your opinion. Yeah, he was, yeah. Whatever. You're still feeling sleepy, so you go right back to your nap. One of your underlings is tearing your throat out. You try to struggle, but you can't tell you're already more morally wounded. What have you done to deserve this kind of ending? You remember now? You gave this one a day off. This is how it repays you? You die wondering if you could have done anything to prevent this. Assassinated Overlord Zen. That's pretty shit. Maiden, yeah. You are a maiden. You live in a peaceful village next to a spooky demon overlord's castle. You are told that you are fated to be captured by the overlord one day because you are the beauty young girl. Demon overlords apparently love capturing those. Me too. You think of how you haven't heard of that actually happening to everyone, but maybe the demons just haven't been even given the opportunity. Who knows? You are in church. You pray to your god, asking why you have been born into this role of maiden. You respect the divine plan and all, but you're really just curious as to what the point of all this is. You are impatient. Meeting a demon actually sounds pretty gosh darn exciting. Maybe you'd understand your role better if you were to just hurry up and get captured already. You leave a note and venture forth to find a demon just to, see what happens. Not long into your little adventure, a demon underling appears before you. It looks pretty scary. Introduce yourself. You tell the demon your name and explains that you are a maiden from the village. The demon suddenly jumps you and starts biting. A lot. How painful. This plan of yours was completely stupid, you think. Why couldn't you have been more patient? Why did you go looking for trouble? You aren't angry at anything, of course. It was all your fault for trusting a demon to not devour you on sight. This is your... Whoa, okay. This is your punishment for questioning fate, you guess? Bit by bit, you are swallowed by the demon until you are no more. Oh, okay. Right. Jesus Christ, that was dark. Consume maiden end. But yeah, underling. You are a demon underling. In service of the Overlord, you aren't particularly strong, but not particularly weak either. That's what your friends tells you. Your job is to guard the castle and keep humans away. It's unbearably boring. Yep, I know, right? Heroes rarely come all the way here to challenge the Overlord anyway. It's a lot standing in one place, staring into nothing. You feel like you're gonna go crazy if you don't get a break. You decide to ask your Overlord for a day off. She's surprisingly cool with it? Nice. You set off on your adventure outside the castle. The change of atmosphere excites you. You spend some time rolling around in the grass, wild and free. As you make your way along the path to the nearby human village, you encounter a maiden. She greets you and says she has a favor to ask. You consider your options. Let's hear her out. You're in a good mood today, and are rather curious about what the maiden has to say. Humans don't usually talk to you, so this is kind of exciting. You hadn't guessed it would even be possible to understand each other before now. The maiden is going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. The bottom line of what you gather is that she wants you to take her to the Overlord. Sounds like it could be interesting. Besides, you have nothing better to do. Satisfied with your day out, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord. You seem to be getting along just fine, so you decided about time for a nap. You don't get to sleep long. Your friends wake you up. Rude. One of them is stepping on you pretty hard. You ask them what their deal is. They're saying they're planning a whole revolution. They're gonna get rid of the current Overlord and put a new ruler in place. They want to hear if you're in or are out, and being a lazy underling, so of course you'll reply with, "That sounds like a lot of trouble. How about we just skip it instead?" Your friend questions your loyalty to their cause. Okay. Your friend seems pretty disappointed. They apologize to you, but before you can ask what they're sorry about, one of them suddenly seizes you. Someone who's still loyal to Overlord really has no place in our castle. You understand, right? The claws tighten around your neck. You don't bother to struggle. You're outnumbered. You already know how things like this ends. This is a pretty messed up thing to do to a friend, you tell them. They slit your throat in response. What the okay. Jesus Christ. That was dark. But oh. I see. Wow, there's a lot. Okay. Alright, let's go back to let's be a maiden again. You're a maiden. Live in a peaceful village next to a spooky demon. Yep. Okay. Introduce yourself. You tell them you were thinking maybe you could understand your role better if you were to hurry up and get taken away by the demon already. The demon doesn't seem to have really been listening to you, which is a little irritating. They agree to take you to the master nonetheless. After a long walk to the castle, you're introduced to the Overlord. You explain why you've come. She squints at you. It turns out she never had any plans to capture maidens, or do anything else that would agitate the humans. You wonder for a moment if she might be lying, but it doesn't really seem like it. Still, this doesn't make any sense to you. You've always been told that demons could one day seek you out, and something awful would happen. That a hero would come to your rescue. You don't want to believe you've been lied to all along. Maybe it's just that you haven't been a maiden like enough. You ask the Overlord you should do to be a more suitable maiden, but she doesn't seem to understand. Just go home and stop worrying about destiny so much. She makes it sound so simple. This world seems like the complete opposite of you. You want to learn more about her and how she thinks. You insist on staying to talk with her more. The Overlord shares many stories about demons with you. Little by little, you realize that they might not be Your ruthless masters you were raised to believe. As it turns out, she commanded her demons to avoid towns and villages. She didn't want to risk giving the humans any excuse to send a hero after them. You realize that must be why you've never heard of any demons attacking your town. You expressed your gratitude to the Overlord on behalf of your village. She says you can thank her later by telling the humans to stop raising heroes. She's tired of her servants getting killed off by them. You've always thought demons were violent and unreasonable creatures, but it seems the Overlord could say the same of humans. Ah. You may be different, but they're really just trying to live their lives the same as you. You feel like you're starting to understand things a lot better. Ah. I can see a lot of chemistry there. Okay. But maybe everything I've said was to deceive you and the other humans. What would you do if it turned out to be super evil all along? Even if she were to capture you now, you think this place is far more interesting than the way things are back home. You kinda like it not being told to expect demons to come after you all the time. You feel free. Honestly, you've always kept to yourself. Spending time with this Overlord has been very nice. You feel butterflies in your stomach. Ah. As you think that, a hero enters the room. You're surprised to see him at first, till you realize he must have been sent to retrieve you. Confused, the hero asks you what's going on. You explain the situation, reassuring you that you were never in any danger. The hero expresses relief that his whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any terrible consequences. You apologize for causing trouble, but really, didn't anyone read the note you left? Jeez. The hero asks if you return to the village with him to give everyone the news of your safety. The Overlord allows the two of you to leave, and you give her a little wave as you exit the room. You'll be back soon. You're about halfway back to the village when you feel something is off. Unable to check your concern, you look back over your shoulders. You stop in your tracks. The castle is engulfed in flames. Is the Overlord alright? You can't return to the village like this. You have to know. You have to be sure everyone is safe. You've already taken off before the hero can even think of stopping you. You scan the fleeing demons, but the Overlord isn't among them. Against your better judgment, you rush into the burning castle to find her. You quickly reach the Overlord's room. The door is shut tight. The handle is too hot to touch. You're too weak to force it open. Pound your fist against the door, hopelessly. What were you thinking? This is all because you've forgotten your role. Only a hero could pull this kind of thing off. You start to cough. The smoke is too thick. You can hardly breathe. You realize you haven't got much time left now. You desperately head towards the stairs to save yourself. But the fire spread faster than you expected. You won't make it outside. You can't help but laugh. What a joke. A maiden saving the Overlord? If you've just stayed true to your role, things would have ended like this. This is exactly the kind of punishment you deserve. Let the demon fire cleanse your rotten soul. Selfless maiden envy. Wow. Holy. Jesus Christ. Ito. I'm gonna go and get some drinks. I'll be right back. Okay. Ow, my back. Ah. Hello, I'm back. Yeah, I'm back. Apologies. That's right. Okay. Let's continue. Let's go with the hero. Yup. Feel like a coward. The Overlord and the Maiden seem to be in the middle of some casual conversation when you barge in. You all look at each other in surprise and confusion. Since no time to hesitate, asked the Maiden what's going on. The Maiden explained that she was never really captured, and that she came here on her own volition. That was a pretty dangerous thing of her to do. But no one got hurt, so at least there's that. You asked her to return to town with you to reassure everyone of her safety. The Overlord allows the two of you to leave, and you casually exit the castle. You try to make conversations with the Maiden, but she seemed really quiet since leaving the Overlord's room. Is she shy? She suddenly stops in her tracks, and you turn to your head to ask what the deal is. Oh, the Overlord's castle is engulfed in flames. Can't help but feel relieved you got a Maiden out there when you did, but she suddenly takes off towards the burning castle. Panic sets in as you try to stop her. The smoke is so thick, you have already lost sight of her. What is she thinking? You feel hopeless. Oh crap. You stand alone. At the castle gates, your body won't allow you to take another step forward. No, going in there would be suicide. You return to the village and tell them there was nothing you could do. You were too late. The Maiden was claimed by the demons. Bystander hero, NB. You think? Yep. Wake up, knock on the door. Generally from earlier brought back some company. A maiden from a nearby human village. She says her role is to be captured by you. The maiden then goes on to say what she's been getting very impatient thinking about her impending capture. So she's coming to speed things along. You appreciate her honesty, but regret to inform her you never had any plans to capture any humans. She seems very disappointed by this. Perhaps I'm not performing my role well enough. How can I become more maiden-like? You don't really understand the question. You think this world puts way too much focus on destiny and junk. Just go home and stop worrying about it, you tell her. The maiden seems to be having a hard time wrapping her head around this. She insists that she stays and talk to you more. You feel warm inside as she looks into your eyes. This is the first time a human has looked at you without contempt. You wonder what to say. Now let her stay for a while. You can't bring yourself to send this maiden away. She just got here. You enjoy a nice long chat with her, sharing stories about your kind. She expressed her surprise that demons are not at all what she expected them to be. You're glad that she seems to have an open mind about these things. He also brings up how you always instruct your army to avoid humans, not to agitate them and get heroes sent out after you. That explains why the people of my village have been left unharmed. Is it because of your order, isn't it? We are very grateful. You're surprised to hear her thank you. Always thought of humans to be violent and unreasonable. That's why your servants are always getting killed despite your efforts to leave them alone. But this maiden is different. You joked that maybe you've been lying to her this whole time and that you were all actually super evil all along. The maiden laughs at that, saying she wouldn't mind being held captive here. People in her village are a little exhausting at times, she says. You can't tell if she's into you or not. Interrupted by another human in your doorway. This time it's a hero. Da, 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 da. Okay. He was apparently searching for the maiden, who was rumored to have been captured by your kind. Captured? Not at all. Only wanted to meet with the Overlord. Did anyone need to read the note I left behind? After everything is explained, the hero expresses his relief that his home was anesthetic and led to any horrible consequences. The maiden apologizes for causing trouble, and the hero asks her to leave. Confusing feelings swell up inside your heart. I think you have one of those to begin with. You don't want the hero to take the maiden away from you. Yeah. Maiden came here to be captured by you, didn't she? You'll grant her wish. You tell the hero you won't let him take her home. The maiden assure you she'll be back, but you won't budge. The hero is cautious now. You won't let her go. Maybe you demons are evil after all. If you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you. You have no choice. You destroy the hero before he can steal your maidens away. She's frightened. You don't understand why. Did she say she preferred this place to her village? Now she doesn't have to leave. Take a step forward, the maiden, and she backs herself into a corner. You don't understand. She wanted to stay here with you. The hero was trying to get in the way of that. You had to kill him. You be sure to keep this maiden very safe from now on. Oh, Jesus. Alright. That's a yandere of everyone. Let's see it from the perspective. Yeah. God, you plan on returning soon, but she isn't having it. You feel nervous. The hero puts on a brave face for you. If you won't let her go, maybe you demons are evil. You are. Must vanquish you. You leave me no choice. The Overlord suddenly jumps the hero. She tears into him with her claws. You want to cry out, but the scream catches in your throat. You can't look away. Has she really been lying to you all along, you wonder? Is this your punishment for questioning the divine plan? The Overlord approaches you now. You back yourself into a corner. Her expression is complicated. Being captured by a demon in a horrible way like this, it's your destiny after all. She vows to keep you very safe from now on. You're afraid to find out what that means, but there's no one left to save you. You belong to the Overlord now. Jesus. Play. The Overlord objects to this. Tries to tell. Refuses to hear it. Maiden seems nervous. As a hero, it's tough to mediate situations. You tell the Overlord that if she doesn't let the two of you go, you have to assume she's evil. You'll be forced to vanquish her. You can leave me no choice. The Overlord pauses before suddenly jumping you. You're helpless as the disembowels you with her claws. Horrible. Came on his way, only to be met with this cruel fate. Oh, crap. Sorry. Should have destroyed these evil creatures while you had the chance. Your dying wishes when the maiden somehow made it out of this alive. Naive hero and... There's a lot of evil creatures. Make quick work of the vile creatures put in your way. Feel much stronger now. After a long trek, you make it to the castle's front gate, faced with an army of demons, all look very intimidating. No way to speak that past these monsters, reach the Overlord. Not through. You gather your courage. This is what must be done in order to rescue the maiden. These are evil demons anyway. The war is much safer with them gone. But you tell yourself while you kill one after another on your way to the Overlord's chambers. Find the maiden being held captive by the Overlord, just as you suspected. But for some reason, you can't sense anything sinister happening. You all look at each other in surprise and confusion. This is no time to hesitate. Plunge forward, driving your blade through the evil overlord. He screams and they fall silent. The overlord has been slain. You smile, offering the maiden your hand. She takes it after slight hesitation. She must be surprised at how strong you are. You escort the maiden home. She's oddly quiet on her trek back to the village. Must be too shy to speak. The villagers are very pleased with the good job you've done, slaying the overlord and saving the hostage. They throw a huge celebration in your name. You're remembered for generations as the greatest hero the village has ever seen. Triumphant hero and... Okay. It's funny that you came here. Was never in any danger. You hesitantly ask why you're covered in blood. You don't know how to respond. The overlord moves past you and out of the door. You see your army and lifeless body piles. He's wailing. It's horrible. This is your chance, hero. You hope she'll let this whole thing slide if you could just explain yourself. You really try, but the overlord is inconsolable. He tears you apart, and the maiden watches in silence. As you die, you can't help but think you probably deserve this. Yeah, you kinda deserve that, yeah. Okay. Okay. Chúc phạt phần dày. Yeah. Lord tells you again that you shouldn't get lost. Oh, Groot, you just got here. Fine. You don't want to cause any trouble, so you figure it's time to go home. Along the way, you encounter a hero. He's covered in demon blood. You're frightened by the sight of him and run away. You return to the village alone. Everyone looks very worried about you. They surround you with 1,000 questions. Tell me your story. If you explain that the overlord never had any intentions to harm anyone here. Notice the looks of uncertainty in the crowd. People are whispering things to each other while you speak to them. You are loudly interrupted by an older man. He rudely calls you a demon sympathizer. The crowd is going unruly. You don't understand. You only told them the truth. They not believe you? Everyone begins speculating that must have actually happened. They weave elaborate lies and ask you to prove your innocence. How can you have to return with the aid of a hero, they ask. You could not have possibly escaped the overlord on your own without harm. You must be conspiring with the demons, trying to trick everyone into believing they aren't the horrible creatures we know them to be, so they say. Have the people of your village always been this blinded by their fears and hatreds of things they never cared to know? You wondered how you missed that before. You are seized by the crowd, and voices from all sides are called for public execution. You are to be burned at the stake. You don't want to die. You wondered, would it have been better to hide the truth? You wouldn't like it like that. You have always lived honestly. So why has this happened? Why are you being punished? You hear the dissenting voices of your family and neighbors, but they, like you, powerless against the momentum. They can only watch as you burn, and you can only cry for them. You are so sorry. Executed maiden. Game is so fucking dark. What the fuck? Okay. Interesting turns of events. Let's try. You put your foot down and tell her you're not going anywhere. You still want to fulfill your destiny, even if you have to make it happen on your own. She's a little frustrated at your stubbornness, so to kick you out anything. Hooray! Okay. Yep. Rest must be demon blood. Something horrible has happened. Confused, the hero asks what's going on. You explain the situation, reassuring him you will never end in danger. The overlord? walked past the hero and out into the hall. She's wailing. You can only guess what kind of horrible scenes is left for her. The Overlord tears the hero apart in retaliation. You watch silently, unable to scream. The Overlord, who you had just been getting along with so well, has killed another human right in front of you. It's clear now that you have been deceived by her sweet words. Demons are ruthless monsters after all. Well, you know, when somebody literally kills my entire family and friends, they would like to kill them also. So, okay. You somehow managed to slip past the Overlord and make it out of the blood-soaked castle. You never look back. Escape Maiden N.A. Gives you an earful about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. You wait for her to finish her lecture before returning to your post. What does she know about anything? Who made her the boss of everyone? You complain about the Overlord to your friends. You agree that she is kind of a snob and totally deserves to be kicked out of the throne. You only wanted to vent your frustrations. The conversation somehow turned into an assassination plot. You should probably steer this in a responsible direction. Oh, you're sick of this Overlord holding you and your friends back. You agree that it's time for a change of management. Your friends suggest maybe you should be the new Overlord. I like the sound of that. You announced your first act of rebellion is to take that day off like you wanted. Your friends aren't really impressed. You assure them you'll talk more about the assassination thing when you get back, which satisfies them. Gobble her up. Maidens aren't the best meal, but you figure you should live up to your demon name and strike back against the humans. You start devouring the maiden without so much as a second thought, and feel quite proud of that. Other humans would surely praise you with curses if they were around to see. Oh man, if only someone could have been watching. Time to find an audience for your evil deeds. Wander into a nearby village. People are screaming and running away, throwing rocks at you and whatnot. You think that's pretty rude of them. You haven't even done anything yet. Put on a show. You attack the nearest human. He is old, weak, and his bones crunch delightfully. The audience screams grow louder. Applause. You think, hey, this is actually pretty fun. Should have taken revenge like this a lot sooner. As you continue your bloodthirsty dance, striking the villagers down, you fail to notice a sword-wielding hero runs towards you. He takes you out in one swift blow. You're just a demon underling after all. As you die, you think, that was totally worth it. Curtain closes. About... okay. Throw her. Let's quit yelling. Made her realize you're not going to hurt her. She regains her composure. Now she's talking to you like your friends or something. You don't understand humans at all. He speaks the same language, of course, which has always confused you, because why is there conveniently only one language in the world? Yeah, kinda. Yeah. Demons and humans have independent societies. Wouldn't it make sense for them to each have their own languages? The maiden is going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. The bottom line, from what you gather, is that she wants to take her to the Overlord. Sounds like this could be interesting. Besides, they have nothing better to do. Right. As maiden, knowing full well you left the castle you weren't supposed to, you apologize for disobeying her, but hope that the maiden is an interesting enough person that you may be forgiven. The Overlord nods to say everything is cool, so you owe assistance to her from now on. You're impressed with what an easygoing boss she is. You mention how you can't believe you and your friends will even considered overthrowing her. She gives you a look and you say, that was just a joke, of course. She smiles and dismisses you. You decide it's about time for a nap. After a few hours of sleep, you're brutally awakened by the sound of battle. You emerge from your room to find that the hero has slaughtered many of your friends and work associates. What a jerk. You look around, a lifeless form of those you've known as far back as you can remember. You feel glad to not be in their shoes. You also feel guilty to be thinking that as you flee the castle, so you remember your role not as an underling but as a demon. This kind of thing is expected of you. Maybe you start a new life, far away from any humans or demons, where you live peacefully, alone, in some deep dark forest somewhere. Yeah. Yep. Right, let's kill the Overlord. You tell them you were just joking and clarify that you were totally into it with it. They say you were always terrible with jokes. Whether or not you actually feel like killing the Overlord, you know how bad it will be to end up on the wrong side of things. And if this assassination deal doesn't pan out, you can always pretend you were innocent all along. But beneath your shield of false confidence, you worry about what you're getting yourself dragged into. Follow your friends outside the castle to talk more about the plan. You're curious if they have any idea how they want to go about this. I figured they just lock her in a room and set her on fire. What a stupid plan. It could go wrong so many ways. You realize this plan is just a bunch of directionless fucks, useless without someone's guidance. Or guidance. There'll probably be casualties if you fought her head on. And while showy deaths make a revolutionary a heck of a lot more fun, it's probably the wrong way to do. Your friends agree and suggested you play the assassin. You really didn't want it to come down to this. You can't back down now, you have to be the one to assassinate the Overlord. Besides, no one has any better ideas. You sneak into the Overlord's room, she's taking a nap like usual. It's almost too easy. You finally approach your master. She looks so peaceful. You figure the cleanest way to do this would be to dig your claws on her throat, so you do just that. She wakes but not in time to stop you. You watch as she chokes on her blood, cursing you before finally expiring. That felt terrible. You remind yourself it was either her or you, and you weren't about to let yourself get killed by anyone. You leave the room to find your friends waiting just outside. You look pleased. Only now do you realize they must have planned to use you like this from the beginning. You are the new ruler of this castle. Your subjects bow before you. You live in fear that they will one day betray you as you have betrayed your Overlord. Ooh. You want to kill her, you can go through with it. So leave the room, find your friend blocking the exit. In a panic whisper, you ask them to let you out. It seems you have been their way of testing your loyalty. You tell them this is pretty fucked up and ask again to be let out. The Overlord stirs in her bed. When your heads turn, the demon shuts the door. You scramble into the Overlord's closet to hide before she wakes up and sees you. There's nothing you could possibly say to explain this and survive. You're trembling. You can't believe those assholes would bully you like this. You feel like crying. Light flickers as you're at your feet. It doesn't take long. You long to realize they set the room on fire. You hear the Overlord trying to get the door open to no avail. You're both trapped. You're afraid to move. You resign yourself to your fate. You and the Overlord burn together. Cowardly underling and... Yikes. Let's see. Okay. I see. through evil, although she seems to have found the Lord has been. Yeah. Okay, what's going on? Stab the Overlord. He lunged forward. Yeah. Okay. Ah. Wait. Oh no. Okay. Crap. Day off. Go home. Yeah. Not do it. Yeah. You love to have our conversations in the world with your new friend, but you're having a human girl here would definitely cause trouble. You put on your mean face and tell her to get lost. The minute does what she told him to take her leave, you figure you might as well go back to bed now. You don't get to rest for really long. Okay. Yes. Alright. I think I'm gonna end this here for now. There's a lot of endings. Wow. There are a lot of endings, so I think I'm gonna stop for now. Yeah. Yeah, thank you everybody for watching. And I'll see you later. Bye. Bye bye.